Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans, droids, more specifically my ancient Sith lords who came up with the rule of two. Let me tell you, it's great to be in the Empire today. We have kind of a little bit of a roller coaster of a video today. Darth Bane is basically getting a nerf from Capital Games, but I want to make sure I show something interesting and amazing first to kind of lighten the blow, because when I read what the developers put out, it was basically a very PR friendly way of either saying we suck at testing our game or we're nerfing the character. But what I'm about to show you is gonna still work with Darth Bane regardless of the nerf. Today in Grand Arena, we're gonna do this little clip here in a moment. We took Darth Bane basically soloing, just putting one other Sith. I threw in a Sith assassin because she had high relics, and when the other Sith dies, she feeds a bunch of stuff over to Bane to make him even more powerful based off of the relics. 15% extra stats per relic amplifier level for the defeated character. I was blown away. Bane being able to basically solo Leia and other stuff. And the other day we showed Bane taking out Lord Vader even before we got into Grand Arena. So first thing I want to do is show you this clip before we talk about the nerf, because the nerf unfortunately is in regards to rule of two. I called this out before Bane even came out. He didn't look like he was working properly. I called it out in our initial gameplay test, which you can find in the top right hand corner. There definitely was something wrong, and unfortunately CG took the route none of us were hoping, which is basically making his unique ability worse, which is going to mainly affect him with Sith Eternal or him with possibly Lord Vader, as we're going to talk about. Let me make sure I make you guys excited about Bane. So he is still absolutely amazing. Do not take this the wrong way. Yes, he's getting nerfed in specific regards, but I honestly think the best way of using Darth Bane is using him in a capacity where he's by himself with some other Sith, feeding off the other Sith, getting a ton of stats, and taking down top tier talent. I mean, it doesn't get much better than taking out an entire Leia team. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna play the clip. I'm just gonna let you guys watch it. Take me out of it so you can see my first reaction doing my first battle with Bane in Grand Arena. Gary, go ahead. Yeah, play for them. All right, I'll be right back. Okay.
From the ashes of destruction.
Come on, baby. Let's go. All right. I'm a little worried right now. Let's get the sports side off. All right, we need Bane to get a turn. All right, we're not ready yet. Hold on, we can't reset cooldowns. Shoot. Next turn, next turn. Next turn. Don't die. All right, this right here, right?
Master and apprentice.
Oh my. All right, now we just gotta see if we can survive. All right, we don't want Leia doing this ultimate here. I'm a bit worried.
Thousands have come before me. Only a few have tried to.
Come on, get Leia down. All right, hold on. I'm a bit worried right now. I think we should survive. I think. We're gonna leave it on airplane mode just in case. Oh, hold on. This might be it. Maybe this is it. Don't die. Don't die. He's alive! No freaking way! What? All right, we just gotta get this off me. All right, no more protection. Almost there. Come on. Come on. Get out of here. Get over here. Come on, get over here.
Only those with the power to control the dark side can never truly
You tell him, buddy! You tell him! You're the best! Oh my gosh. So yeah, that is basically what happened. And he is still going to do this post nerf. So let's go ahead and read what's going on here. And I'm hoping CG addresses another bug that's obviously going on here. But let's read what they said. So Darth Bane's unique ability, they got a lot of reports because people are doing their first grand rated Bane, and they're noticing what I and some other people pointed out is that when Bane dies off with like Sith Eternal is still not here. Let's bring him. Yeah, Sith Eternal is still not being able to get all this stuff. 75% mastery. I'm sorry, moving up. Sith Eternal can't get this. Hell, he loses his max health. He loses his max protection. He still gets healing immunity and all this other stuff on him. And this makes no sense. From reading it, these effects persist. Before I even go in depth what they were saying, these effects persist if Bane is defeated. So developers are saying this is only meaning for the Omicron, which makes no sense. Bane gains 75% max health, max protection. What does it mean it persists if Bane's defeated? He's dead. It makes no sense. Whenever an enemy is defeated, Bane gains 10% max health, max protection, often stacking till the end of the battle. Makes no sense. Again, if Bane is dead. At the start of the battle, Bane takes a bonus turn. Again, makes no sense for this effect to persist when Bane is already dead. Again, the way it was written, and they kind of secretly slid it in, the way it read was that the entire unique ability should still apply, being immune to the ability block, the cooldown increases, the healing immunity, the having the 75% max health, all that fun stuff, ignoring the taunt should still apply despite Bane being defeated. However, CG took the worst route possible here by saying this. Darth Bane's unique ability description. Hello, Holotable heroes. We are aware there is some confusion around the text of Darth Bane's unique ability. Yeah. Where it states these effects persist if Bane's defeated. So this is where you could smell there's a stench in the room. You know when you drive by a farm, you could smell a smelly smell. That's kind of what I'm smelling here. This sentence is intended to cover the benefits gained specifically in the Omicron, not the entirety of Bane's unique ability. But furthermore, check this out. They say your feedback has been received, and in a future update, we'll be removing this sentence. So what you're saying is, either one, you don't know how to test out your game. Two, maybe some people weren't the brightest when writing this and seeing it. It clearly does not match what is happening in game. So they're kind of taking a route, or one, they're trying not to call this a nerf because this is a nerf. This affects Darth Bane with Sith Eternal specifically. If Sith Eternal can't get all those benefits, Lord Vader, kind of a big downgrade. So the fact that they're admitting to the fact that this clause is confusing and they're pulling it out, it's a nerf completely for what we originally read in the kit reveal and what we expected. The current mechanics and functionality of the kit are unaffected by this change. So my expectation is, because Bane is kicking butt. Now, that's why I'm not trying to be mad. I don't want to make this into a giant big stink, because what I did with Leia is still going to work. I also took down a Lord Vader with Bane pre-Omicron. Some people are telling me they're taking out Rey with just Bane, no Sith Eternal. So it's hard to complain when that's happening. And they also kind of buffed Darth Bane a little bit. But still, nonetheless, I'm going to call out CG a little bit. This is a nerf. They're basically trying to dance on the fact they didn't test their game, they didn't write the ability properly, or they're trying to secretly nerf him, not give him the full power that he was supposed to get. Disappointing that this is the way they kind of tiptoed around, because it makes them look bad if they admit it to what it really is. But I'm going to end on a little bit more positivity, because number one, this mainly is just going to affect, again, Bane with Sith Eternal, and I recommend you guys not use Sith Eternal with him. If you can use Sith Eternal against stuff, because he can beat stuff still without Bane, and then have Bane beat a Leia without Sith Eternal, that's maximizing the potential of Bane and your whole entire roster. So a bit disappointing, but the positive side is they technically did buff Darth Bane before release. So remember before, we already talked about this extensively. Originally it said at the start of the battle, Bane takes a bonus turn, and that's what it says now. But before, it said he would get 100% turn meter at the start of battle, which is vastly inferior to a bonus turn, because Master Kenobi can prevent it. Hux can prevent it, and a variety of other anti-Terminator things. And there's a lot of anti-Terminator things as well. If you get Terminator, someone else might react to that in a negative way. So the fact they gave us a bonus turn is a massive buff to Darth Bane, which is something they did post-kit reveal, so I will give credit where credit's due. But this is blatantly a nerf to Sith Eternal. Very disappointing to see that. And I'm going to take this as a positive sign that the fact of the matter is that Malevolent Whirlwind is still bugged. And I want to show you again why. Again, we talked about some of the in-depth review that we posted for Darth Bane. And again, I'm hoping they're going to fix it. When there's Foresight, this ability just does not work like it should be working. And I got a video I want to show you here in regards to Darth Bane versus some Super Saiyan, you know, Foresight teams. Remember, this spell buffs on all enemies twice. So it does 2 rounds of buff this spell. The first round of buff the spell should clear off the Foresight. The second round of buff the spell should clear off whatever's hiding under the Foresight. And then he should do damage. He does nothing except clear the Foresight. And here we have some gameplay from our resident Kyber Club viewer, Yotter over here. So let's go ahead and show what he has. So Yotter over here shared some gameplay of Darth Bane versus Malicos. And I think this should be a win if they fix this Malevolent Whirlwind. Now again, Bane is dunking on Galactic Legends and a variety of other stuff. So it's really hard to complain when he is literally a mini Galactic Legend in the game. But I want you to take notice here. This was fine. You know, right there was no Foresight in the way, but eventually we get to a point where there is Foresight. Seer Junda is just a spam-heavy Foresight team that exists out there in the game. Bring me down a little bit so we can get a better view of this. Yeah, so eventually we're going to get another round of the Malevolent Whirlwind. And I'm happy the fact they didn't address it yet because, you know, maybe that means it is bugged and they're not going to leave it as intended and just reword the kit, because that would be, again, another nerf to the way the ability should be reading here. So we're going to kind of fast forward a little bit. Eventually, Savage is going to get killed off by Bane. He's going to feed off of all of his relics. All right, so there we go. Darth Bane dies. I'm sorry, Savage dies. And we're going to try to increase cooldowns, dodge. That's fine. Okay, that's intended. That ability is meant to be dodged. But again, eventually we're going to come around to this. This was the most important play of this battle. If this ability worked as appropriately, where buff the spell number 1, cleared off Foresight, buff the spell number 2, cleared off the speed up, defense up, all that stuff, and then he does damage, he probably could have nuked out this team just like I was able to nuke out Leia. But again, see what happens here? Very underwhelming when this is what happens. I think it's the way it's read does not get replicated here. Very much so like the unique ability. And I hope they're not going to take this confusion route when obviously their reading was not matching the kit, and whether they nerfed him post effect because they saw he's amazing, he doesn't need all this stuff. I'm hoping they fix this, because again, it's clearly bugged again, in my opinion. I'm glad they acknowledged there was something wrong here. There was confusion, but unfortunately it was CG's fault that there was confusion in this regard. And I want to put this out as well. Some people might ask, is the Omicron still worth it? 1 bajillion%. The Omicron is still incredibly important because this Omicron basically made it a guaranteed win to beat Leia. Getting to 75% mastery, especially when you consider the fact that Bane's mastery is basically tons of damage and defense penetration, kind of a big deal. And also getting the ton of extra max health, max protection, incredibly important for him to just go full on Juggernaut mode and take out the enemy, the stacking offense and the bonus turn. Definitely worth it. But again, we have our answer. It's not the answer we want. I don't think no one is expecting it. They're getting rid of these effects, persistent Bane's defeat. They're getting rid of that, and they're basically taking the bugged approach and saying this is the new approach and what's intended, which again, I'm calling BS. But nonetheless, still, I want to make it clear, and that's why we start off the way we did. This was still amazing to see. All that Leia stuff will still happen. Beating Lord Vader will still happen. Beating possibly Reyes, that some people are telling me should still happen. The variety of other stuff. I don't really see myself using Bane with Sith Eternal in many different battles, especially now that the Omicron is working as intended and not the way we want it to work, or it should have worked. It might just be best to use Bane in his own capacity. So, sorry, Sith Eternal, your lifter was too good. You're now his lifter, apparently. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Had a lot of fun testing out Bane. I think there's a lot more in store in the near future. So leave that like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And of course, always remember how it's great to be in the Empire today.
Oh, it's great to be